Peace and love, beauties. May your inner heart connect with my inner heart, and let our souls intertwine. As some of you may know, I've left college to pursue starting a yoga and meditation business. And I have to say, since I decided to drop out, things have simply connected for me in such incredible ways. It, it was something that was calming for me deep in my heart since I got there. Because I always knew that I wanted to teach meditation, that I wanted to teach yoga, that these were things that connected with me so deep inside of me. And even when I got there to the college, I had started a yoga and meditation club where I was getting the opportunity to do that, and at the time I didn't realize, but it was something that my heart was just calling for me to do. And now, since I've left, I now have the time to devote everything in my body towards making that a reality. And it's been incredible. I moved. You can probably tell this is a different place than where I usually record. But I've moved into an apartment, and the people here are really wonderful. The other two girls are vegetarians and incredible people. We sit down and have just super intense and deep talks about our lives and our journeys and our travels because they've been to all corners of the world. But it's been so wonderful to leave that place because while there are a lot of incredible people there, there were also a lot of people who were sending a lot of negativity towards me because of the fact that I had left college and because they felt as though I was a failure and a bad influence, which was entertaining. Our society has such a hold on our minds and the way that we think. It's as though we've decided that you are only a valid human being if you have a degree. And anyone who decides to go a different path is not different, but lesser, unable to meet and fulfill the requirements of our society. Be watchful of that. Be careful. Because there are some incredibly wise people out there who have never even set foot in America, let alone in a university. And they're everywhere. They could be your janitor, your maid, anyone. And it's one of the beautiful things about life. I also wanted to update you guys on the Nepal trip. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to Nepal, and I believe the flight trip is scheduled for September 8th. So I'm going to be gone a while. I'm going to be there for about 2 months. And I decided to go because I realized that the things that I want to do are of a very large scale. And the only possible way for me to accomplish any of my dreams and my aspirations is to develop myself. And so I've arranged to stay at a monastery, and I'm going to be doing a 10-day, hopefully longer, Vipassana retreat. And for one, I want to teach meditation, and I've been getting a lot of practice through the club, through the people I've been teaching, and through this channel. But I want to learn even more. I want to learn from the masters, from the people who have been doing it for so long that we don't even know when they truly started, right? And there are men and women out in Nepal and India who are incredible teachers. And so I've arranged to be staying in this monastery. It's called the Panditarama Lumbini. and it's in Lumbini, Nepal. It's a Theravadan Buddhist monastery, and I'm going to be staying there for a while, and it's going to be very intensive. I'm kind of excited. I'm going to be meditating for 14 hours a day, which I don't know how many of you have tried meditating and have done it, but that's going to be an experience. I'm sure my body and my mind will be exhausted and very thankful by the end of it. And hopefully, I actually want to stay longer than 10 days, but it's better for me to start with that and see if I'm still able to go on after, because it's something that does take time to get used to and accustomed to. But I'm very excited. They plus one thing that's on my bucket list, I really, really I want to climb Mount Everest. I want to do it before I'm 25. That's my goal. Because the longer you put something like that off, the less likely it'll happen. But I've always dreamed of being able to go up there. I don't know how many of you know me, but I love heights. I love being up high. And I can just imagine. Can you imagine what it would be like to be at the summit of Everest? They say that you can see the horizon and see the curvature of the earth when you're up there. And for me, that would be so incredible. I would love the opportunity. And I know it's very intensive on your body. And that's one of the reasons why I chose Nepal, because I could have gone to India for the monastery, but I wanted to learn more about what it would take to climb Everest. And it's going to be such a challenge, but what else are we supposed to do with our lives, right? Oh man, I'm so excited. And the monastery is going to have all vegetarian meals and everything. And you should know this because a lot of people feel as though travel is impossible because it's expensive. But there are so many locations to go to that are incredibly cheap. It would cost me around $600 a month to live in Nepal if I lived in a hostel. And because I'm going to be living in this monastery, I'm going to be provided for food and for water for free while I'm there. And of course, I want to give them a donation to say thank you. But you can live for incredibly, incredibly low costs in other countries. My friend lived in Thailand for $500 a month. You can travel. Just travel. Seriously, because the world is gorgeous and there's so much to see. And I believe you should see it. Because one of the things that we do so very often is make judgments upon other people and upon other places without ever speaking to them, without ever going there. I've had many of my Christian friends say things about Hinduism without ever taking the time to read the Bhagavad Gita or any of the Upanishads. And I've had my Hindu friends say bad things about my Christian friends without ever taking the time to read the Bible. Right? And you can't do these things because to make a judgment such as that without ever going to the place, reading the books, speaking with the people, is to place yourself in the position to make mistakes and be ignorant. And ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance gets you nowhere in life. The last thing that I wanted to talk about was I have a new job now, and it's honestly incredible. It's actually how I'm going to Nepal because I did all the math out, and with about 3 months worth of work at this place, I'll have all the money that I need to go and stay there for 2 months. And I work as a custodian at the college that I used to work at. And what's beautiful is I now get paid to learn. Where before in college I was paying to learn, now I spend, because you can wear headphones while you work, so I spend all of my time listening to audiobooks and learning. And what's great is one of the other custodians has a psychology degree for some random reason. And so I've been learning a lot about psychology lately and about people and about neuroscience. The brain is so fascinating. But he's been such a wellspring of knowledge, and me and him debate and talk and understand things. And what's great is I come at things from the philosophical perspective. So we end up I end up asking him questions that he doesn't even know, and then we get to debate and talk and consider possibilities and just try and understand ourselves and our minds a little bit better. It's been wonderful. But in these 3 months, I believe I'm going to learn a lot because I'm working 8-hour days and I just get to do nothing but listen and listen and listen. I'm clean. A final note. The thing that stops people in many cases from becoming great is pride, right? I have to have the best car. I have to have a big house. So I'm going to screw myself over. And now I have a $600 car payment every month and a $1,000 mortgage every month. And I can't afford either because I didn't save enough. I didn't put myself into a better position first. I just decided that because I was now a lawyer, because I'm now a doctor, because I have a degree, this is what I deserve. So I'm going to give it to myself before I'm prepared for it. And then you get stuck 30 years in a house. And then you get stuck with a car that loses 70% of its value in the first 4 years. And you get stuck with all of these responsibilities which limit you, which trap you, which leave you caught, all because of pride. And the opposite is true as well. I can't work fast food because I'm above that. I can't work as a custodian because I'm better than that. I can't do these jobs even though they offer me the money that I could then use to travel the world because they could offer me the opportunity to get to the places that I want to go, to move to different places and work, right? I can't do those things because I'm better than that. That mindset traps you and limits you. Because there's no such thing as being better than a position at all. And if you have goals and aspirations which require money, which require hard work, then you should be willing to do anything to achieve your goals. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter how low the position. It doesn't matter if you're scooping manure. If that thing can help you achieve your dreams, and the only reason that you aren't doing it is because of your pride, then you need to reevaluate what is important to you. Because you think that you will ever achieve the things which you want to achieve when you aren't willing to do the things that you need to do to get there? Tell me that makes sense. And that's it, bro. Have a beautiful day. And like and subscribe and all that stuff. And I'll catch you guys in the future. I'm also going to be switching to only posting on Mondays and Wednesdays rather than also doing it Fridays because I realized that I was putting too much of a load on myself to do this as well as my job and building the website that I am. I just need more time. But catch you guys next week and have a beautiful day.